Bola Tinubu files motion to block U.S. court from releasing his Chicago University record to Atiku Abubakar. How long will this blockage be? Because if a judiciary needs a document from the university, they will get it. And if if the university gets a request from the judiciary, they don't have option but also to release the result. They are not releasing the result to Atiku Abubakar. Rather, they're releasing it to where? Okay, Atiku Abubakar will need information to use to tender in the court as an exhibit. Okay, I'm sure they would have gotten what they needed before now. So it's no longer news that Atiku Abubakar actually filed a case in the United States against Tinubu to prove his qualifications because they have been seen to be fake, to prove how he went through primary, secondary school, and then went to university in Chicago. Okay, this has been in the news for a very long time now, right from the campaign period till now. And so Atiku has officially challenged that case in court in the US, okay, for Tinubu's educational qualification to be investigated. Okay, now Tinubu has filed a case again or a motion in the US court to stop them from releasing his educational qualification from Chicago University to Atiku Abubakar. Wow, this is Clash of the Titans. The Nigerian president argued his academic records should not be released because they fell under a 1974 privacy law for American students. Can you imagine? Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has filed a motion seeking to prevent a federal court in the United States from releasing his university academic record to Atiku Abubakar, his principal opponent during Nigeria's February 2023 presidential election. Okay. Documents obtained by People's Gazette showed Mr. Abubakar on August 2nd approached the state's district court for the Northern District of Illinois to issue a subpoena for Chicago State University to release Mr. Tinubu's school record, citing long-standing controversies around the Nigerian president's background. Journalist David Hundeyin obtained records that showed a Bola Tinubu that attended Chicago State University in the 1970s was a female. So Chicago State University Registrar's Office had told People's Gazette that it graduated a Bola Tinubu on June 22, 1979, but did not elaborate when pressed on whether the student was a male or a female, much less if it is the same person now occupying Nigeria's president. So Mr. Abubakar told the court he was seeking the document as part of discovery to strengthen his legal challenge against the declaration of Mr. Tinubu as Nigeria's president on March 1, 2023, following the hotly contested February 2023 election. Now, but Mr. Tinubu quickly gathered his team of attorneys and asked to be added as an interested party in the suit, alleging that Chicago State University might be unable to fully protect his interests as the owner of the records being sought. Mr. Tinubu should be allowed to join or intervene because he has a direct personal interest in records sought. His interests are not fully represented or protected by respondents Chicago State University, and his interest will be affected if he is not permitted to join or intervene. So the Nigerian leader argued in his motion to join the suit filed on August 3rd and admitted by his Chicago attorney Christopher Gamichael. Okay, Christopher Gamichael. So Chicago State University that its obligation is satisfied by providing notice of the application and attempt to access the record. Chicago State's position is that it does not have an obligation to oppose the application, and therefore CSU does not adequately represent Mr. Tinubu's interest, the filing says. Consequently, Mr. Tinubu argued that the records should not be released because they fell under a 1974 privacy law for American students. So Mr. Abubakar's lawsuit indirectly seeks relief against Mr. Tinubu by seeking his record that the federal and state governments have determined should be confidential. See 20 USC 1232G, okay, describing the purpose of the Federal Educational Records and Privacy Act of 1974 as to protect students from a school's unauthorized release of students' record. So 105 ILCS 10/6A prohibiting the release, transfer, disclosure, and dissemination of school students' records, the attorneys argued. So a federal judge had been assigned to the case, and both parties, anticipated its expedited hearing and disposal, especially after Mr. Abubakar argued that the Nigerian Election Petition Tribunal would deliver a verdict around September 21. That's too far. So Mr. Abubakar previously filed a suit before a county court in Chicago, Illinois, but withdrew it in order to file a more comprehensive case at the federal court, which prompted a county judge to dismiss the earlier case from the docket and cleared the path for Mr. Abubakar's federal complaint. Even though the county court handed off the case without prejudice, some Nigerian media outlets erroneously reported that Mr. Abubakar's substantive case was dismissed, but the Nigerian opposition leaders' filing showed he withdrew the case voluntarily to avoid any perception he was abusing the court process. So Mr. Abubakar of the main opposition, People's Democratic Party, welcomed Mr. Tinubu's motions to join the suit. His team of lawyers said their client did not oppose Mr. Tinubu's intention to join the suit, saying he was, in fact, previously told he should feel free to join. Now, so the fact here is that Tinubu is blocking the release of his record. Yeah, so the fact here is that even if the school, there's a law that prevents schools from indiscriminate release of students' record to the public or for anything, if it is court-related or judiciary-related, and if the demand comes from a court of a competent jurisdiction, the school will have no choice but to release it because it's on a legal ground. That is another thing. So if a judge of a court is demanding a report or a document from a school, the school has no option but to release it. So if that document is the main bone of contention in the court, then the subpoena will be issued, and then the school will obey because it's legal. There is investigation going on, and somebody has to verify it. Okay, that is it. So with that, I don't think that law will suffice. At that point, the law will be condensed somehow and we put in the cooler and allow justice to be served. So this case not go easy for them. So because if you don't release that record, it means that the case Atiku filed in the federal high court or federal court in Illinois there will not move forward because that document is actually what is needed as exhibit. Okay, and I'm sure it will be released. Whether the case that Tinubu is filing obviously will not stand because that document is the key thing to look at. Okay, now there are a few comments here. Somebody said, if the academic records are straight as Tinubu claims, then why blocking it? That's a big question. Okay, somebody said, which document did Tinubu's lawyer submit at the tribunal? What is the picture of Tinubu's doing on the school website? Okay, Then another thing again here is somebody gave another comment. Must everyone have access to your records, even if there is nothing to hide? The issue is that Atiku main point has changed. He is just looking for what? He's just looking for something else. I mean, he's just looking for anything to stop Tinubu, but there is nothing. Then no, you cannot, if it is United States or any of these advanced countries, Canada and the US, UK and Australia, if a lawmaker is found in any form of perjury or document forgery, automatic resignation. That is it. So let's be fair here. There's no room for forgery. Eh? Ask me, it is only now clear that the man didn't attend that school, and the idiots will still come out to defend this shame. Exactly. The man did not attend the school now. The man did not attend the school. It was not him. That is the truth. So what is he hiding? If he is sure of his academic qualification, now who is his classmate? We are not serious in this country. Exactly. No, who is his classmate? Let them come out and say, yes, we were there with him. You guys are too petty, honestly. I finished from Unica, and if need be that someone gets my proof, why should I block it since it will set a record straight? Now, wow. Exactly, that is exactly. Yeah, so if you finish from a school and the school wanted to release, somebody needs to verify it. They can verify it. No need to block it. If you know you are sure you attended the school, you have to block it. My brother, I'm an OAU graduate. Go and confirm. Back down. That is it. So, so the fact here remains that it is obvious Tinubu did not attend that school. If he attended the school, he will not block whatever action has been taken to verify his result in that school. So thank you for listening, and that is Tinubu's action against court case that Atiku filed against him in the US.